the game rewards those who go about it the right way.
Get those Snoop hairs off my hat. Welcome back to another episode of Champion School. Champion School, we're breaking down all kinds of leadership, character, the real stuff, the good stuff. I am joined once again by Austin Byler. My name is Ray McIntyre. BZB, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. It's officially the second day of fall Starbucks drinks, I believe. So we got a nice pumpkin spice latte this morning.
Did you commit?
The day is off to a great start, man. The latte was phenomenal. It was very pumpkin-y, and I am happy about that. It was good.
Question for you. I was talking to Eva about this. When is it early enough or on time to listen to Christmas music? When is the right time?
Anytime. But October.
Okay.
October.
October 1 is okay. Send it.
October 1's okay. Yeah.
I committed to, I said September 1, we're good. And she about lost her mind.
What's her take? What's Eva's take?
She loves Christmas. She's all about it. But I mean, I think she's an after Halloween person too. She's like, November is okay. But
I skip
whatever.
Halloween. I'm not a big Halloween fan now that the candy doesn't apply to me,
Christmas in July, brother. This is where we're starting,
I love it.
Anyways, man, what's new? What's new in the world of MLU? I know we've gotten locked in some cool stuff. So let the people know what's going on.
Yeah, a couple of really cool updates. The first one, working with our first entire high school program. It'll be with Willow Canyon High School out here in the West Valley of Arizona. Shout out. Should be hip. Let's go. Hit the button. But, we're working with them now with all their sports. So once a month, we'll be going in there on a Monday, and all their teams are going to be cycling through. And I thought it was something interesting. And before, you kind of get some nerves because you care a little bit and you want to be there and you like it and it's something new. And I'm wondering to myself, how do you handle a football team of a bunch of 16 to 18-year-old high school dudes? And then the next group is a bunch of cheer, women's volleyball, and women's soccer. How do you go from one to the other? And so it was a really good learning experience the other day, being able to just handle those different situations, having different age groups, different teams, different backgrounds, and different people coming through the rooms and finding ways to relate, to apply what we're trying to teach directly to them so that they get the most out of it. So that was really interesting. And then shout out to Paradise Valley Community College. We're going to be getting rolling with them here in September. We're going to be doing baseball and softball there. Fired up about that. Christina Hunley, the athletic director there, has been a big proponent of the mental game and just getting something for their athletes to use and to apply to help them in further than life. They only get them for a couple of years at junior college level. So it's really cool to see the progress that can hopefully have here this year. So we're excited about it, taking care of the Valley here. I love it. So those are a couple of really good updates, man. I'm fired up.
Yeah, there's been some really cool people that have been just jumping on board and diving full on into what we're doing. And it's been really cool to see the support across the sports, really. Like we're starting to expand. We're hoping to bring into the basketball world here shortly, actually. So things are growing and looking up. And off news, I don't know if you noticed, we don't have the big headphones on today. We are rocking the smaller earbuds. We did get an Amazon shipment in, so we should be able to do this from moving forward. Coach Byler's hair is looking fantastic for those of you guys that are listening.
Great haircut by Sports Clips, yours truly. Let's go. Sports Clips, the best hands down men's haircut place ever. I'm sorry, barbershops. Not a big fan. Not like the Sports Clips. I want to watch a little Sports Center while I'm getting my haircut.
That's right. Last piece of news, personal news. Spartan Race. I've been training. We have Spartan Race October 17th. My wife and I, we're going to go out and crush it down in Big Bear in Southern California, but we are up to 21 minutes of running, about 2.5 miles. Not quite 2.5. Who am I kidding? But 2 miles and yeah, we're pushing it. So it should be another long day for that today. I know my body was aching a little bit yesterday, but there we go, son.
Hey, keep trucking forward, baby. That's going to be awesome. What's been the biggest learning opportunity for you through that? You started training a couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah, so wild enough. I actually started training a couple months ago, and then COVID pushbacks, and they adjusted the date. It was supposed to be in May, and then this got pushed back all the way to October. So I shut down, and then I had to get back into it. I was up to like an hour 20 running, like legit almost 6 miles, full on running, and I had to just reset. So mental grind, I think, is more of like a, hey, I can do this. I've done it clearly, but when you take time off, especially on the running side, like it's hard to get back, like 2 weeks can just wipe away a month and a half of training like that. So here we go.
Yeah, that first 10 minutes is brutal. Once you get through the first 10, you kind of get into a coast, but
yeah,
I don't know. Then you get the ego that creeps in. You're like, I could go a little faster, and you start going faster, and then you start dying a little more. That's good. I'm excited to see you guys run that. We should have gotten that.
No ego here, brother. I'm not pushing any pace. I'm just, slow and steady, consistency. I'm not trying to be a hero. We're just not trying to get hurt.
Yeah, there we go.
Anyways, let's kick it off to the good news of the week. Good news of the week. Let me fire it off. I don't know if you're a big watcher of it, but the Little League World Series has been rocking. We've posted some videos. We got hit with a copyright strike already, so we're not going to show any videos on the Little League World Series, but check our Twitter page. There's some good stuff out there. What are your thoughts on the Little League World Series? Do you like watching the event?
I love the Little League World Series. I was watching yesterday. I think Todd Frazier's son is with New Jersey, and they're playing Texas.
Nephew.
Okay, nephew. And so I was just watching that. It's just fun to see them compete, man. It's fun to see the young kids. You can really tell with their body language how they feel, which is pretty cool. But you see the passion. You see how excited they are about the game, and how much they love the game. But I also love the off the field stuff too. When you see the kids in the outfield running around and talking with the commentators and getting to see A-Rod and different people out there. I mean, it's just a cool event for these kids. So I think it's an awesome thing that they're doing, right? And I think it's a lot of fun to watch. And there's some good baseball, man. Some really good baseball. A lot of talent in the world.
Let me fire the first trap question of the day at you. What is your thought on pitchers high-fiving kids that hit home runs off them?
Never. Don't you dare. Never. Come on, man. What are we doing?
You're going to get some backlash for your response on that, I promise.
Oh, man. We can't please everyone. But, hey, here's the thing. If you give up a bomb, you can show some cred, right? You can be like, hey, that's a nice swing. But don't go give them a high five after hitting a home run off you. I don't care how old you are. Come on.
Yeah.
What competitors? What are we doing here?
We're all about sportsmanship here at Major League University. Trust me, that all of our camps, anybody knows that. But I don't know if I can vouch for the high five and somebody that hit a tater off you either, dude.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
I mean, dude, just how are you feeling after you give up a 10?
In the dumps, but I'm not showing it. The idea is just be even keel, right? But not pumped up, for sure. Not pumped up.
Yeah, I'm not jacked on that guy for hitting a homer. Come on, man.
Yeah, I don't know. It's incredible. Anyways, Little League World Series, check it out. Shout out to Team Hawaii, by the way. I'm pretty sure that's the best Little League team I've ever seen. You can quote me on that. And we're going to clip this because in 2 weeks when they win the thing, or a week, we'll have it. So number 2, NFT submission contest. For you guys that don't know, NFTs are, I don't even want to get into it, but I put out a video today that I'm recording this. Contest goes live until the 1st. If you haven't seen it, go to my personal Twitter page. We need to pump this. I got a chance to win a Tesla. What do you got?
Dude, I want the Tesla, so I'm definitely pumping it, because if you get the Tesla, that means I at least get to drive in the Tesla. So pump it out, baby. Go support it. NFTs, the future.
Yeah, that's right. And hey, if I do win this thing, trust me, there's gonna be a lot of eyes on Major League University. So I think it's gonna be a good thing for everybody. Moving on, this week's then. This week's in, we're going to be talking a little bit. You weren't there yesterday, 2 days ago, Leadership Academy. We got into what's called a hero's journey. Have you ever heard about the hero's journey?
I don't think so. I've heard of the hero hardship and highlight exercise by like Dabo Sweeney and what they do at Clemson. I've done that exercise, really cool exercise, but I don't think it's the same.
So hero's journey, we talked about it. Basically, the idea is all these stories of heroes are just 10,000 guys in, wearing different masks, right? It's the same type of story. Now, let me lay it out for you. Always starts at the start. Then there's this preparation phase. You go into this call to adventure, right? You're called. And then you cross over into like this challenging hard part. You get into the road of challenges. You find your way out of it. You start to make this magical return, and then you're kind of cycling back into a new life, right? And then, hey, we're back to the start. We're back to the start, but we're changed. We're changed people. We like to talk about this yesterday. I brought this up with the guys because I was saying there are so many different points in your life, right, where we look at, we'll say, a hardship, and that feels like the end of the line, right? Like I put all my time into baseball. I just got cut from my team, and like that was the end of it. But I explained to our leadership academy, let's start to look at our life in this hero's journey cycle, right? Like it's not an end of the line when I'm down at the bottom. It's really just the swing phase before I start that come up and make this amazing return, right? This hero's return. And I come into this new person. What are your thoughts on that? If first time you've heard it, is something you could apply or anybody could apply in their life?
Yeah, I think it's huge. I love the idea of like kind of like a hero's journey too, of what they go through to become a hero. It doesn't happen overnight, one, and it doesn't happen without adversity too. So I think it's a great exercise. I think it opens your eyes to a lot of different things. And I'm a big fan of analogies because it helps me just relate it. I kind of see it in my mind a little better. I get a better picture of what that experience might be doing. So, and then relating it to yourself. So I think just going through some sort of a hardship in your life is going to help you propel you to become your own hero in whatever way that might be. And even if that's just being the best version of you every single day. And I love the exercise, man. How did it go for the kids? How did they respond to it?
They liked it. I think they liked it. It was interesting because I told them, hey, I want you to pick your own hero. And at first, pretty open, right? Like superhero. We had a couple of the Batman, two people picked Batman. We had the Hulk, and then we had a bunch of like real life heroes. We had Dustin Pedroia. We had a Shohei Ohtani. Like awesome, right? Like, and that's this new era of culture. And then when you start putting it in the real world terms, and giving them some usable tools like that, I think they dove into it pretty good, and they're excited for the next couple of weeks. Maybe more excited because they don't have the head teacher in town. They got to hang with the sub.
The substitute.
That's me, substitute teacher.
That's me.
Anyways, that's right. So it's been awesome, and moving forward. Today, we have a really cool interview. This is one of our very close friends. He was a left-handed pitcher for us when we were at the University of Nevada, and he has really risen up through the coaching ranks. He was at Delta Junior College and most recently, currently, at the University of San Francisco, where he's the pitching coach. Coach Matt Keplinger, a good friend. He really goes into that car analogy, right? With him and Coach G down there at USF, confidence, aggressiveness, relaxation. And when he goes into it, it's something you can really take with your teams. What do you think about this interview?
Yeah, it was an awesome interview, man. It was super down to earth, and just seeing Kep, the Wolfpack fam, baby, let's go.
Shouts
the alumni, shout out to the Wolfpack. It's just so much fun to see people's journeys. And that's the thing that I love the most about our podcast and about listening to other podcasts is hearing people's journeys and how it was never that easy. And for him going to Delta, I believe he said for 8 years, and then going on to San Francisco to get that opportunity. I mean, he worked his tail off and learned so much, but it's about the journey, right? It's not about the end destination. And so I think a beautiful thing about this podcast is just listening into how beautiful the journey can be for all of us. And if we see it that way. And so for him, I remember asking him a question at the end. I'm not going to give it away, but maybe I will give it away, right? I asked him, hey, what is that one thing that you want to accomplish in the future? Like, where do you want to see yourself 10, 15, 20 years? And he said, look, I'm exactly where I want to be right now. And he was so into the present moment and so invested in what he's doing at the University of San Francisco, and seeing how that culture is transformational with those athletes, and they do things a little outside the box. They really prioritize mental training, leadership development, and character development. Coach G does an incredible job spearheading that there with that university. It's awesome to see that. So for me, I think if you're a coach out there listening to this, remembering why you're doing what you're doing. And remembering that it's more than just this, it's more than the stats, it's more than the results. It's about transforming these kids' lives for those couple of years that you have them under your care. So that was something that stuck out to me, Ray. It was really cool to hear that from Kep, and seeing his progress over the years, man, it's been awesome to watch.
Well, we hope you guys enjoy the video. See you in a sec.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Champion School Podcast. I'm Austin Byther. There is Ray McIntyre to my right, maybe left on your screen. And then we have our special guest, University of San Francisco's pitching coach, Matt Keplinger, former Wolfpack. Shout out. Let's go, baby. Go Wolfpack.
Yeah.
And go Dons too. We got to rock with the Dons, baby.
No doubt.
Kep, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on, guys. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. We're excited. We're stoked. We've been looking forward to this for a while, and we're super excited to kind of just chat with you here today. And before we get rolling, I want to mention 7-week-old baby. So how does that change? So we got to get into this a little bit. How does that change? How's it changed you having a baby? Because we just had Cam on here, so we got to hear from you now.
No, it's hard to kind of put it into words, right? I can hear her crying in the background, right? So like, that's right where my attention goes now. But it's the most rewarding experience so far. And I mean, your purpose in life immediately changes. And I think it's just going to make me a better person, a better coach. Man, Yemisi, my fiance, is just a rock star. To see women, what they go through. Oh my goodness. Just a new profound respect for that. So it's been great, man. Every piece of it.
That is so awesome. That's what I've heard. It's like you have your typical respect for women, right? And then you see them go through that, and you're like, poof, this is through the roof. Like, you are a warrior. You are a special kind. Like, good for you. It's amazing.
I wish, man, if we had guys with that kind of toughness every day, we'd be really good.
Yeah. How can I recruit this? Is there anything in this in the recruiting packet on this? I love it, man. Well, let's get into a little bit of your story, man. I know we have a lot of listeners who I'm sure either are familiar with you or haven't met you before. And just kind of give us a little bit of your story, your playing background, coaching background, how you've kind of gotten to where you are today at the University of San Francisco.
Yeah, for sure. So played 5 years at the University of Nevada. It was an amazing experience. It was one of those that it prepared me for life. Like, my baseball trajectory itself was definitely not a smooth one by any means. But I'm really thankful for how that all played out. It's made me a better person. Coach Powers pushed us all to the limits, and again, he prepared us for things in life we didn't even know were coming ahead. And then from there, I played for a year in Germany. I felt like right at the end, I still had a little bit left in the tank, and really wanted to go see the world. As student athletes, you don't really have that opportunity to go study abroad. So that was part of the perspective I wanted to take with that, and got to immerse myself in that culture for almost a year. And then that's probably where I found my passion for coaching. Before I headed out there to train, I went back to my high school and started helping out there. And then a big part of what we did in Germany was coach. We coached our youth programs, and we helped coach our own team. And then when I came home, I didn't know what I wanted to do, man. I was doing interviews with startup companies here in the city, and all my friends were living out here, and just kind of like, no, this isn't for me. And fortunately enough, Coach Peters at Delta gave me an opportunity to come over and just start volunteering. Kind of one of the first things he said was, hey, we don't have any money for you right now, but we'd love to have you around. And then it just started kind of taking off from there. I fell in love with it. I went back to school, got my master's in kines, so I was able to start teaching classes there. Spent 7 amazing years there at Delta. And then the opportunity at USF presented itself in the summer 2019. And I was ready for some growth and some change. And, I could not be surrounded by a better group of mentors here at USF to push me into those new areas, out of that comfort zone. And here we are today.
Oh, it's so cool to hear the different backgrounds. I had no idea that you went out to Germany, which is really, really cool. What was what are the differences in, I guess, the culture in baseball in Germany versus baseball in the United States?
Yeah, very passionate people about baseball
really?
out there. Very. So for my experience specifically, I lived in this little farm town called Doran. Like, you probably couldn't find it on a map, up north near Hamburg. And this is a baseball community. We were the Doran Wild Farmers. Like, we rode our bikes everywhere, a little village of 1,000 people. And the leagues are set up like soccer. So your club, if they have funds, they have some different amenities and different players. And that's how it works. And you play relegation. It's a fun atmosphere. But we lived in our little village. Like, we had a little field of dreams. Our outfield was corn. So it was cool, man. It was really cool.
That is incredible.
Guys from all over the world playing, countries from everywhere. A lot of Americans going out there. So it's great, man. Like, you bump into people that you played with years ago. Like, hey, what are you doing out here? So It's fun.
So cool. I love seeing the different places that baseball can take people, and just sports in general, whether it's coaching or playing, and just getting that opportunity to go out to a new country, experiencing something new in those little farm towns. I can only imagine the passion in that town behind the sports. It's like, that's your big league club. Like, that's the New York Yankees for that small town out there. I love that, man. I guess for me, and then I'll kick it off to you, Ray, is kind of, what have you learned through going through the junior college process at Delta, one of the best junior colleges, one of the best colleges really for baseball in the United States. They're incredible every year. They have so many dudes coming out of there, and then getting to go right across the way over there to San Francisco, learning from some amazing coaches who have been there for a while. You guys are big on the mindset, leadership, and character. We'll get into that in a little bit. But what have some maybe the similarities and the differences just between the couple levels you've been at, and some of the things you've learned through the junior college process that have prepared you for the Division I level?
Yeah, I think junior college, it's a great route to get on the field, to increase some physicality. But for me, like, it was such a development driven area, but more between the lines, which was fantastic, right? We all need to know how to do those things and have that kind of passion. But then I think coming to USF, the biggest adjustment is really the mental game. Because the separation on the field against your opponents is so small from a physical standpoint. So that's why we teach the mental game, and as much as we do, and really how much it comes down to execution once you get to that next level, and what you need to value in your teaching process from start to finish. Where again, in junior college, a lot of times it's, all right, we need to have a nice velocity jump. We need to be able to land the breaking ball, with the goal of getting to that next level, developing the physical skills. So once you start to blend all the two together, now we're talking.
You guys had some players there though at Delta that, with 3 players of the year in the conference on the pitching staff when you were there. What did some of those guys teach you maybe about the way you're teaching now? We've all developed as coaches.
Yeah, no, for sure. Really talented players that came through there. Cameron Leeper and Robert Gasser, the last couple left-handers there that did some cool things, but really the maniacal work ethic that those guys put into it, among other guys, but they were so clear on their vision of what they wanted to accomplish in the game, that they didn't really let anything get in their way during those times. And then again, just such different backgrounds where you had to learn how to push guys in different ways, very different demographic backgrounds from a lot of players. So those things really helped me connect to players on different levels. But the common thread was, man, I want to be a big leaguer and I'm not going to let anything stop me. And I hadn't been around that very often. So that really, really helped shape me.
That chip, man. That's a chip you had though as a player too. A little crafty lefty that just got dudes out nonstop. Had to. What? So now you're coaching dudes like Fam, who outstanding arm there. what has, I mean, USF's just been getting better. Honestly, I've been watching it grow over the last couple of years. What is something that maybe you and Coach Giarratano are implementing with the team as a whole, especially on the mindset side?
Yeah. So, I mean, Coach G, he really teaches three principles: confidence, aggressiveness, and relaxation, and boils it down to those three and that acronym of C.A.R. Because as players, like, we need all three of those things, but sometimes we don't have enough of, or too much of one of those categories, right? We don't, we're all searching for confidence. When you get to that next level, you're gonna fail. How do we regain that confidence? Are we playing aggressive enough? Or sometimes is it overly aggressive to where it becomes reckless? And then we need to be relaxed. Or if again, can we be too relaxed or overly relaxed? So when you see guys come through the program like Alex Pham and Landon Barasa, when they've found that magical combination of the three, it turns into self-discipline over time. And they just really master their process, but it's built on those three categories. And then, shout out Craig Giannino. Our player development meetings on Saturdays are a huge piece of the program. And this last year, we started implementing Heads Up Baseball 2.0 as our main curriculum in that course. So sprinkle that in, obviously one of the greatest to teach that aspect of it, and Ken Ravizza. So those all come together. You see Alex Pham's and Landon Barasas really thrive.
It's fun to watch the fact of, and you said something very important there. It's like, hey, when you get to the Division I level, and obviously beyond that in professional baseball, it all comes down to just those little things and those little ways that you can separate yourself. And a lot of it's really not physical talent. Everybody's working hard. Most people are in the weight room. Yeah. Most people throw pretty hard for the most part, or hit the ball decently well. I mean, you have really good athletes, right? But then it comes down to what's going on in our mind. And I love the car analogy and seeing from afar of what you guys are doing on those Saturday morning meetings. But when I moved there, because I got to live there for about a year, and it was one of the greatest experiences of my life because of the diverse culture, because of the energy. Tell my fiance, I'm like, there's something different about city energy. And then you go to the Bay Area, and it's like, man, all of a sudden, like, my work ethic skyrocketed just due to the energy. And I don't even know why, but you mentioned all the startups and the things that people are doing in the city. You see the Salesforce Tower. It's such a beautiful place to be. You guys have a brand new field. Oh, well, I guess not brand new, but it's been a few years now since I've been there. So it's a really nice field and it's beautiful. But how do you guys kind of toe the line with your practice plans in implementing the mental training? Because I know a big question for a lot of coaches is, I want to implement this, but I don't exactly know how or have confidence in my abilities to teach this, one. And two, I have so much time that I need to get my players on the physical side that I don't know where I can even work this into my practice plan. So what is maybe your best advice on like that quick little snippet of, here's how you can implement some of this stuff into your practice plan, your program, to help you become more successful mentally for that game?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's something we're all working to get better at. I know that's something I'm really trying to improve upon. Obviously journaling is I think the number one thing that we do, and we preach, so I think, for us, we'll start our day, from a pitching staff standpoint. We'll do a little flow session. It's yoga inspired, just a little bit more than a static stretch, learning how to connect our breath and our movements together. And then we finish that off with 2 minutes. 2 minutes of meditation, practicing your breath, setting your intentions for the day. Offense does that as well. Like on game days, you'll hear Coach Knox call out 2 minutes. So whatever you're doing, you go find your spot, and the watch is running, and you get your mind right for the day. So just simply incorporating those simple 2 minutes a day, I think, is an easy cue for coaches to start putting into their routines. And again, I think all of us need to be better at it, hold them a little bit more accountable to making sure, are we getting the most out of these 2 minutes? And then going from there, carrying your journals in your bag. And then we can go back and reflect. And then we take that into those Saturday mornings with us. So it's a lot of maintenance on the player. But I think from us, it's understanding how important it is, and we teach it. And if there is one of those light bulb moments that goes off, hey, let's go, write it down. And then it starts to just kind of organically grow that way.
What do you guys, so you guys are journaling. How do you guys set up the journaling? Is it specific, or is it kind of more like a free journaling for the guys?
It's a little bit of both. The first thing that we do within our journaling is try to incorporate structure to your day. And then within there, you have blank spots to write. We use always grind journals as well. So eventually, like just like anything in coaching, I don't think there should be a cookie cutter philosophy to it. We had a player in our program, Coach Giarratano. He's working for Amazon in Japan. He was one of the most diligent journalers we've ever had. And it really catapulted his career as a player. So we actually had him come back and speak to the team last year specifically on that topic. So guys could see how other people do it. So we like to give some basic outlines, some suggestions, and then you got to go from there, man. Because you're going to own it. You're going to believe in it. I can't tell you how to do it exactly.
Yeah. That was the smoothest Coach Giarratano flex Amazon drop ever right there.
He's the man.
Off topic or outside of the field, what do you like to do in your free time? I know you're an athlete through and through. I'm sure you had a little bit of golf, and you still golf. What do you do off the field?
Well, as about 7 weeks ago, I still golfed, but not so much anymore.
Yeah, you're busy now.
Golfing for sure. That was something I picked up probably 5 or 6 years ago. So not that long ago, but immediately got the bug. Man, I love it. From a competition standpoint, just to be able to get away, challenge yourself, master your own movements in a new craft, connect with people. So that was a big piece of it. And then love yoga, Bikram yoga. Like when I can get that 90 minutes to go into that hot studio, that's something that's a big piece of what I like to do in the free time.
I love the yoga on the hot yoga. Yeah, he loves it.
I do, man. It's a love-hate for sure, but you want to talk about getting out of your comfort zone and being able to quiet your minds and not talk yourself out of something, not negotiate. That'll do it to you right there.
Sign up for Bikram. I'll never forget, Maddie. We did a Bikram yoga class. It was probably about 6 years ago. I was still in college, and my mom was like, "I want to start trying yoga." And so we didn't know what Bikram was, and we're like, "Let's go to this Bikram yoga class. It's 90 minutes. It won't be that bad." And we walk in. It's like 105. The teacher is just shred city, like just ripped and going through it. And me and my mom had no idea what we're walking into. And 30 minutes in, we had to leave. It was so tough, but getting through that and then learning the yoga and really buying into it after that, I was like, man, this has been a game changer, not only when I played, but now for real life. Yeah. I love the yoga piece. But you mentioned something with your players of connecting your movements to your breath. And I think that's so powerful as a teaching tool for athletes to learn that when you're going through your yoga, you're working on your breathing, you're working on those movements, and it's helping you slow down a little bit and controlling your body, and just that body awareness and the self-awareness that you guys are teaching between the yoga, the meditation, the journaling. This is a recipe for successful lives. And so when these people or these athletes are leaving your program, you're sending them off better than they came in. And that's the true testament to any program out there in the world that's doing it the right way. So I love that piece. How do you get the guys to buy in to some of the yoga and some of the breathing and the journaling, especially too? I mean, these are 18 to 22-year-old young men who are like, I've got the city, I've got these distractions. There's millions of people here. The Presidio is awesome, right? I love the Presidio. How do you keep them, I guess, focused on some of these goals that they have for themselves?
I mean, you're challenging them every day. It's getting the right people in your program from the start. It's having guys that have had the courage to maybe go try these, because I'm going to challenge guys all the time. Like there's players I've been pushing on for a couple of years to go get in that hot studio, and they just haven't quite done it yet, but they will. It's just constant, just maintenance on that side of it. But when there's a few guys again that do have that courage to just say, I'm going to try anything to become a better version of myself, and if it works, great, and you start to see them rise, well, other guys catch on. And that's some of that organic leadership that takes place. So, it's just a little bit of push, a little bit of a few guys doing it. Then over time, it'll happen.
A lot of time. Yeah. A guy's not going to make a change until he's ready to make a change.
Yeah. No doubt.
The same way the hitters tweaking swings. that's especially if they're feeling their own swing, whether they're seeing success or not. Like that's just a hard thing to work through. So I feel that. But we got a lot of young coaches that are listening too. What's your advice? You've made that leap and kind of seen the full spectrum of divisions. What's any advice you have for some of those young guys that are getting into it?
Man, just go out and make as many connections as you can and work tirelessly. I know for me, I was able to coach in the summer times with NorCal, and you get to learn, you get to meet so many people in that circuit. So I think for one, it's just about coaching your guys hard and preparing them, and just be present. Don't worry about getting that Division I job. Don't worry about whatever it is your goal, whatever goal you have. Like, go ahead and set that, but just focus a little bit on getting the guys better and meeting people, and the rest of it'll take care of itself if you go about it the right way. And I mean, that's something we talk about to our players all the time. Like, the game rewards those who go about it the right way. So take that service approach to it, and you'll see what happens down the line. But there's no crystal ball yet, so believe in what you're doing and just go for it.
That's so good. I love that. And just the fact of, hey, being in the present moment, as hard as that is, it's so easy and so hard. It's like you just keep bouncing around. The mind plays tricks on you.
It's hard, man. It's hard. Like, I was caught in that for a long time. And I think that the universe will also push you there when you're ready too, if you're going about it the right way. You don't necessarily need to force anything. Just keep being around the right people.
I love that. Well, a little off topic, and then we're getting back on topic, is what's your favorite place to eat in the city? Because there's some good places, man. If you haven't been to the city, go there and get some food.
Spots.
I think Original Joe's. There's some sentimental stuff that brings me back there, and like, it just kind of embodies San Francisco to me. Like, one of the first places, Coach G and the coaching staff took me, and I'd never been there before. So again, that's got to be it, man. North Beach, you can't beat it.
It's amazing, man. It's such a great place to be. It's so beautiful, and it's always, just like I was saying earlier, it's a good vibe, man. There's so many people around, moving around. What's like I guess for the kids coming into your program, and for anybody who's getting ready to go to San Francisco, no matter what sport they're playing or whatever they do, for you, like, what are the main, I don't want to say selling points, but when you're talking to an athlete, like, what are you preparing them to be expecting when they get on campus? Because I think a lot of people are like, man, when I'm going to college, no matter what level, it's an eye opener for a lot of young athletes, because in high school, you just don't have that 5-6 days a week. You're not grinding, pushing as much as you might at that college level. How are you preparing the athletes that are incoming to your program, junior college or high school, to be prepared when they step on campus, have the expectations, and kind of setting the foundation early?
Yeah, it's just constant communication. I think that's where it starts. And then, we have a lot of our older players reach out to the younger guys. And I think the more they can lead, and our voices aren't the only ones just like broadcasting to them, I think that's a big piece of it all. So that's again, like, we set the standards and expectations, and then the older guys kind of run with it. And hopefully we're breeding some leadership early on. Like I said, for our move-in day this weekend, there's all returning guys, and now some transfers that will be like points of contact with these incoming freshmen and their families. So they're starting that process right now and connecting with everybody. And all right, what time are you moving in? And we all get together and help them just settle their things in the dorms. So, again, the more we can get the unit together through communication, I think that starts to really set the standard. Now, I don't think anything can really prepare you for that first fall of your freshman year.
Oof.
No matter what we say. So for anyone that's listening, just understand, like, be a listener. And when we start out, we have a rookie meeting, and it's to lay some of that groundwork a little bit. But, one of the big messages is just have big ears and a small mouth early on, because it's going to go fast. Let's write some things down. We've prepared you as best we can, and now we're gonna navigate this thing together once we're here.
So good.
I was so unprepared my first
Yeah.
semester at Nevada, man.
Me too.
Just completely over my skis.
CP got
Yeah,
us.
I don't think there's really anything that's going to truly prepare you,
No.
other than just you hear the information over and over. And then once you experience it, hopefully you can reflect on that and go, okay, this is what they were talking about. And we can make adjustments faster.
If you have small ears and a big mouth early on, it really does you no favors. As from the people that I've been around and some former teammates, honestly, that it rears its head pretty early. But
yeah, let's close the yearbooks.
So you're meaning those high school stats don't matter in college? What? I was the player of the year, man. Come on. I love it.
Well, hey, this has been awesome, Coach Bai. I want to give you a chance to kind of wrap up with one or two more questions for Cap. I mean, he's a new dad, man. He's got to go take care of the little one. So give him one or two before we jump into one quick game. We got a quick game for you before we wrap up.
Cool.
I love it. The first thing really is just reinforcing what this is all about. When I think of the University of San Francisco, and this has probably been what I guess the last 3 to 5 years now, is I think of mindset, leadership, and culture. And I think of those as pillars and staples in the program. I don't think about the specific baseball side, but I see the off the field that's taking care of the on the field. And there's very mature athletes. They grow, they learn, and the character development over those 4 to 5 years has to be amazing to see from your end. But from my end, from the outside perspective, I'm an active listener. I'm big eyes, right? I'm big eyes, small ear, or big eyes, big ears, small mouth is what I'm looking for, right? I'm listening into everything, and I'm just watching you, Coach G, and the whole crew there, and how you guys are approaching it. And I think there's no better way. I love the foundation you're building. I guess for you, as you continue to grow on, what are your future plans, Cap? I know I'm assuming maybe a head coach is in there at some point further down the road. Maybe it's continuing where you're at in this area. But I guess just kind of for your future career path, your growth, what are some of your bigger dreams and aspirations as you continue to develop in your own personal development in your career?
I mean, for one, man, I feel like I just got here, so I'm staying as present as I can, and I'm thankful for this opportunity here. And again, it's opened my eyes to what really matters in coaching. Oof. And I love what we're doing as a program. I think we're going to win a lot of games in addition to guys winning off the field once they leave this program. So I think our vision is right where it should be. So as to what I want to do in the future, man, I just want to keep getting better here, and keep doing what we're doing, because I think it's a truly magical place.
Very special, man. Very special. Well, it's been a pleasure speaking with you, man, and getting to just hear a little bit more of the inside scoop as far as what you guys are doing, how you guys approach your day-to-day basis. Coach Ray, let's kick them off with the questions. Let's go.
Yeah, we're going to give you on it or off it. So
okay.
we're going to rattle off. We're going to go through 10 rapid fire, and you're just going to tell me you're either on it, like you agree, yes, good for it, and give me a quick one sentence as to why, or off it, not about it, not my thing.
Got it.
You ready? All right. Bowling.
On it. I was in a bowling league a few years ago. Love it.
Dominant. Banning the shift in baseball.
Off it. I think it's okay. There's strategy involved. Yeah.
That's right. Italian food.
Love it. San Francisco. Come on.
That's right, baby. Plenty of it.
Yeah.
Raiders possibly, or when they left Oakland. Excuse me.
Off it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a Niner fan, but come on, that's a tough move right there.
Keep the A's in Oakland too, Yeah. Robot umpires.
Way off it.
Purist.
Human element, you gotta have it.
That's right. Entourage.
On it. That's helped shape my life.
That's right. Vinny Chase. That's our guy. Harry Potter.
Off it.
I'm not a Harry Potter guy.
No.
Roller coasters.
On it. Haven't been on one in a while, but let's go. Enjoy the ride.
Cryptocurrency.
Off it. That's over my head.
Last one. White Sox winning the World Series this year.
Off it. Let's go Giants, baby.
Let's go, baby. G-Man. That's right. And they're rallying the Bay right there. Brazilian SF.
KB, man, biggest pickup in the history of all-star pickups.
So fired up about that. I was in the Bay on Saturday. Had to pop in for a game. Of course, they lost the day I roll in, but yeah, they're rolling, man. So, hey, Kep, thank you so much for coming on, dude. It's been so great just chatting up with you, and we're proud of you, man. You've really come a long way, and you were a leader, a person I looked up to when I got to Nevada, and you guided us. Me and maybe Brian Suarez might be the only other guy that guided me as much. But thank you so much and we're proud of where you're at and the direction you guys have USF going, man. Thank you.
Oh man, I appreciate that. And man, I can remember you running around the field as a freshman. Like you said, you were lost, but you found your way quick, man. Your career has been great, and AB, what you guys are doing right now, unbelievable stuff, man. So it's great, man. We're all doing some fun things right now. We're chasing our dreams down. So keep going.
Oh, baby. Appreciate you, Kep. Have a great one, man.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Take care, buddy. See ya. All right. We are back. I hope you guys enjoyed that, man. Again, Kep, new dad, and into the thick of it, like 7 months or whatever it is. Like that is not an easy age. And he's doing it while entering a fall with a D1 tough program. And first of all, take it easy on the boys at USD this year. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got love for those guys, so it's good luck, but anyways, what'd you think about the interview? Again, just one quick wrap, a great friend of ours, man.
Yeah, I love the confidence piece and just how they make mental training a staple in their program. I love the fact of they do a lot of yoga, right? I don't think you see a lot of programs doing yoga or doing different things like that, but he mentioned something powerful there is connecting your body movements to your breath. And so you're learning your body awareness, you're learning how to use your breath through challenging situations, challenging positions, and challenging things. And I think just to help you slow things down and to really connect with yourself is so powerful. So to me, that's one of the biggest things that stuck out, just because I don't see a ton of teams or programs emphasizing yoga, right? Maybe they do some stretching or mobility, but for them, I mean, they're bought in on it. These kids they're in it. And then the journaling too. Coach said a lot about the journaling and talked about how the self-awareness piece has helped their athletes and getting them to buy in and just continually reinforcing it with them, reminding them of it, and speaking out of love instead of hate, or instead of like forcing it on them, right? They're giving you tools to use to become a better person. And that's the coolest part about it. So I took a lot out of this with the self-awareness piece, becoming more self-aware, but that breath, man, connecting your breath to your body movements. Like, what a cool concept to help you in anything, because when you're playing in whatever you do, you're going to be, hopefully you're breathing during whatever it is, right? I don't want to be swinging super tense or throwing super tense. That's where those injuries happen. So teaching it in a unique, different style is really, really cool. And I love what they're doing in San Francisco, man. Very, very interesting. Outside the box.
Yeah, I'm proud of you, Maddie. Pumped for you, and we're really excited to watch how you guys do this year. We'll have to keep an eye out for that fall schedule, maybe pop in for a game and see how you guys are doing. So if you guys ever need anything for us, you know where we're at. We'll reach out to you. So anyways, this is going to do it for us again from Champion School. This is Ray McIntyre, once again joined by BZB, Austin Byler, and we will see you next time. Peace.